What? I do not like that game. I'm sorry, people who love Mortal Kombat. And, that thing I did in the beginning. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I just got out of the shower. Yeah, so, I'm gonna need the Jeremy hat. That's something. Well, I can't. I gotta talk about, Mortal Kombat if I have the Jeremy hat on. I mean, I gotta get this on. Okay. So, for most of you who've been watching my videos, they all know the one true thing that scares me. That I do not like Mortal Kombat. And I know you guys are posting in the comments right now, oh, but Mechi, it's just a game. I mean, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're old enough to play the game. Go play Mortal Kombat. Wah. You know what? Please. I'm not a Mortal Kombat person. You know what I am? I'm a Tekken person. I like Tekken, okay? Because Tekken is more tamer than Mortal Kombat. Why is that? Well, because they actually have a story going on. I mean, MK does have a story, but it's not like they put a lot of detail into it. The only thing they focus on is the gameplay, which I'm going to get to. So first off, I'm going to start off with, Tekken. The reason why I like this game. So not only do I have Tekken 3 in my arsenal and Tekken Tag Tournament, it's perhaps one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Because the fighting is structured, the blood is animated, the characters look awesome, and one thing separates it from Mortal Kombat. It was developed by the same company that made Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaxian, and all those other Namco classics. They're also known for Soul Calibur and Soul Edge, but it's not like Namco has the fighting spirit. They do know how to turn games into fighting machines of all things. Now here comes the dragon in the room with Mortal Kombat. See, dragon in the room because the logo is because the dragon's part of Mortal Kombat. It's the logo for it. Okay. No more messing around. So, Daddy introduced me to Mortal Kombat when I was wee little. He told me that this game is kind of like Tekken, but the minute I saw it, what was going on in there, oh god, I haven't seen Street Fighter yet, but I could have said, this game is worse than anything I've ever seen in my life, even to this day. Mortal Kombat is not like Tekken, my god. So much infuriates me and scars me. Where do I begin with this? Okay. So, with Mortal Kombat, unlike having 3D animated characters and animals fighting against each other, you got real people engaged with blood and gore. I mean, okay, I know that Midway uses a computer to use 3D graphics and just put real humans into it, but still, it's something called hyper-realistic. And the way it's shown, it's just gruesome. I mean, have you seen MK gameplay? Especially the second game. Oh my god, that game is probably worse than the first one. And keep in mind, Mortal Kombat 2 was in Dad's arsenal when I was little, okay? This was the same time I had games like Crash Bandicoot 2. And oh my god, like, I have to say, he had half the Mortal Kombat games in his arsenal. I mean, I can't just describe this. Just, the material, just hyper-realistic blood and gore. It's just, oh my god. And you want to know what's the worst thing about this game? The fatalities. There's this random guy that's in the background, I think it's the announcer that always says, "Finish him!" or "Finish her!" And then when this person uses a finishing move, it's either tearing off their head, knocking it off, sucking up the body, spitting out bones, spraying acid, fire, turning into a dragon. Okay, that's kind of cool. And just mutilating an opponent. That's what they call a fatality. And I don't like the fatalities. I think the fatalities is what makes Mortal Kombat #1 and my worst fears thing. I mean, keep in mind, Mortal Kombat is a worst fear. I mean, it's on DeviantArt, and I explained it before. This is like saying the same thing with worst fears like the PBS P-Pals logo or the Jeremy cameo. It's just, oh god. Oh my god. What I'm talking about are the PlayStation and arcade versions of Mortal Kombat. They're just so scary, okay? The graphics and the blood and stuff. And I just keep asking myself, how did this make it to video game consoles? How was this approved? This game looks like it came from hell or Satan or whatever, and they actually have demon characters and trees with faces. It's just, oh my god. This game is hell. The way it's promoted, the way it's shown, and there are actually little kids playing that. Gameplays. And there are like controversies where people are actually killing people, and that's this two people beating up this sister or something, and they got sued because they were using Mortal Kombat moves on the person. And it's not just kids. Most people are influenced by the game because they can't tell what's real or realistic because of how hyper-realistic it is. I mean, did anyone pay attention to Tekken or Street Fighter? Those games are perfect because they're 3D, they're like cartoony, they're animated. But Mortal Kombat, the thing is, it's too hyper-realistic, people are being sucked into it, and even the realistic games to this day, they're starting to become even more realistic than before. I know it's CGI, but still, it still looks, But enough of that. As much as I hate Mortal Kombat, there are just a few things that I like about the game. And, well, the series in general. So, first off, one thing I like about the game is the dragon. Now, dragons are fantasy, okay? And I heard Mortal Kombat is a fantasy game. Weird. And the dragon just has a really cool, I love the logo of the dragon. And the dragon is used as wind bubbles when characters or opponents win a fight. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of cool to see it. Even though I never played Mortal Kombat in my entire life, I've seen gameplay, and I always get happy when I see the dragon. It's like a relief. I think the only thing about Mortal Kombat is the dragon that I like. And some fighters. I think there are 4 fighters that I like in the game, but it's not like I could separate a complete title because they're all guys. And these characters, I really appreciate their movesets and how they fight. So, it's Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Scorpion, and Noob Saibot. These 4 fighters, I've seen gameplay, and even though it kind of scarred me, I kind of do like Sub-Zero's ice powers, Scorpion's weird, crazy moves, Noob Saibot with the shadow, and Liu Kang, which is the Bruce Lee of fighting games. Because with Tekken, you got martial law, force law if you count Tekken 3, and for Mortal Kombat you got Liu Kang, and I know other fighting games they have Bruce Lee clones as well. Noob Saibot is, well, shadowy. Sub-Zero, I love the ice powers. Scorpion, I think I only have 3 words to say about this guy. Get over here! Toasty! Yeah, I think that's probably one of the only things I like about the game. The series itself. I love the movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I hate the game, but for some odd reason, I love the Mortal Kombat movie. It's just, this movie feels like Tekken, and I'm dead serious. I mean, there's not that much blood and gore. It focuses on the fantasy element a lot better. Liu Kang is in it, and it's just, why can't this movie be like the game? I know in 2006 they had a Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, or was that 2009? I don't know. That game was rated T. And to be honest, I actually played that game. Yeah, I played a Mortal Kombat game, and I enjoyed it. I think the only game I like in Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, because that game is like literally like Tekken. I mean, there's not that, I mean, there's still blood in there, but it's kind of limited. The fatalities are okay. It's not as gruesome as the arcade version. And fatalities are what I hate about Mortal Kombat in the first place. I know there's an option to turn the blood off, but even with blood off, you still have to see those freaking trees with faces and those, with MK4 and those faces on this blue screen or whatever. I don't even know. It's just so weird. Even with the blood off, it's still going to be a bad game nonetheless with MK4. And keep in mind, did you know? Okay, fun fact. Did you know? Okay, no, I don't want to do a Caddicarus. Okay, so, did you know that MK4 came out the year 2000, distributed and developed by Eurocom? Does that ring a bell, anyone? MK4, Mortal Kombat 4, came out the same year as Crash Bash. And Eurocom helped make Crash Bash as well. These two games, distributed by the same company, were released the same year. See the problem here? And Crash Bash is literally the Mortal Kombat of Crash Bandicoot just because of how it's set up. It's supposed to be a Mario Party clone, but it's like Mortal Kombat with the announcer, because the announcer sounds like he's announcing Mortal Kombat. You know, with the Crash wins, Rio wins, Coco wins, Dingodile wins. It sounds like he's about to say fatality, but then the characters say their battle cry or whatever to bleep out the fatality noise. I think them being knocked out are the fatalities. There's no blood in Crash Bash, but in the beta version, they have these blue ghost things in the images of the character, but then it just turned into this blue and white circle that's floating up. And when a machine explodes, it looks like the red stuff is blood. And you know, rated E, like, the red stuff looks like blood in a kid's game. See what I mean? Eurocom, people. Ding ding. Eurocom, who worked on MK4, did Crash Bash. Okay, I think I'm done talking about, because I don't want to talk about Mortal Kombat anymore. It just, oh god. Well, at least you know some things I like about Mortal Kombat and some things I despise about it. No matter what, it's still number 1 next to the Jeremy cameo and number 2. So, there might be a time where, oh, what am I kidding? There's no way I'm gonna like Mortal Kombat. Unless it's Mortal Kombat DC versus DC Universe, then you can forget it. There's no way I'm gonna like Mortal Kombat, the franchise, all on its own. Just the movie, 4 characters, the dragon, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, and that's it, okay? Just, no, I'm a Tekken person. I'd rather be a Tekken warrior, not a combat fighter, or whatever. Just, no.